Hello YouTube, Al Cooper here, and this week I want to talk about my new, to me, 2005 Mexican Strat. So, I've had this getting on a week now, and it needed a little bit of setting up. So when you saw this, it had Fender locking tuners, and I wasn't really fussed about them. I'm happy with the standard ones, so I put a set of standard ones on, and I sold the lockers on, because I'm not going to use them. The block in there was not stock. It's a big zinc block that apparently came on standards from like 2006 onwards. So that won't be stock. So I put a brass block in there because sod it. The bridge was filthy, so I had to take it all apart. I cleaned the whole thing basically. These are Graphtec String Saver saddles. I don't have any Fender saddles. I thought I did, but I think they're fake ones I've got. So I'm just going to leave these on because they're fine, whatever. So I've given it a deep clean and it looks a lot nicer now. It's a hell of a lot less grimy, especially around and underneath the knobs. It was pretty grim under there. I've also added a shielding plate under the pick guard because these Mexican pickups, they sounded alright when I plugged them in, but they were a wee bit spiky. Being ceramic pickups, there is kind of a brittle, harsh top end, and I kind of wanted to smooth that off, sort of nip it off. So again, I added that Fender shielding plate just behind the pick guard. All the solder joints and all that are the same. I just unscrewed it, put the pick guard, put the shielding plate behind the pick guard, and then put everything back. So that's it really. The nut, that isn't stock. That's definitely been replaced. That looks like a bone one to me. The strings are catching in the nut a little bit. So I'm not sure if it needs a bit of lubrication. It looks well cut. This guitar did come with 10 to 52s, I could tell by the feel, and I use 10 to 52s, so this is a fresh set. So I'm not quite sure why it's catching in the nut. Maybe it needs a bit of lubrication. Maybe it needs a little bit of widening in the nut slot, I'm not quite sure. But that's pretty much it. There's nothing wrong with the chip. I can't even get the angle right. Ooh, in the neck pocket. There's nothing wrong with a crack in the neck pocket. It was only in the lacquer, as I said last video. So, nothing to worry about. I've got a Fender strap. These strap locks are, the strap buttons are an odd sort of tumbler style. It's a bit of a bugger to get the strap on, actually. You can see me struggling with it. It doesn't quite want to fit down into the knobble, so I may well change these strap locks if they simply don't want to cooperate and keep the bloody strap on, which is really annoying. That seems a bit better. So there we go. I don't really want to change anything on this with it being a Fender. I'm happy with it as is. It's been in pretty much this condition since 2005 when it left the factory, and I don't want to be going in there mucking about with it for no good reason. There's a little chip on the fretboard there, as I showed you before. I don't even know you can see it. It's so small. A few dings on the back of the neck. It's not perfect. I dare say you could steam those out with a damp rag and a soldering iron. I've seen people do that, but I'll just get someone to do that at some point. I don't want to muck about with it yet. I'm happy with it as it is. It's set up rather nicely. It did take 2 or 3 days of leaving it to sit and then re-intonating it and then resetting it up to get it to stay in tune. But it's sort of acclimatized now. It seems to have kind of settled down and it stays in tune. So, let's plug it in and see how it sounds. So I'm using my custom double barrel. It's on the clean channel. Nice and clean. I'm using my Oceans 11 by Electro Harmonics for a load of reverb. I don't have any delay, no drives, nothing like that. Let's start with the neck pickup, shall we? Let's try the neck again. Neck and middle. pickup. Middle and bridge. And the bridge. So, still seems a bit weak on the bridge pickup, so I'm going to raise that a little bit, give it a little bit more volume, a little bit more output. So, that feels a lot more even. Always best to check the output with no gain, because gain is basically a form of compression. A lot of reverb. I was doing the whole ambient thing. Doing all that stuff. It's quite fun. So I've got a lot of reverb today. Let me turn the volume down, it's getting a bit silly. Neck in middle again. Middle. I feel like middle pickups are underrated on Strats. I really like them. Middle and bridge. Bridge. So it's spanky, but it's not too brittle and harsh. Right, let's add some gainage. Let's go for the Black Star LT Dual. Bit more level. Middle pick up on its own. Great rhythm sound in my opinion. Bridge has to be done. Clon on tops, electromonic soul food. Try middle and neck. Nice chorus. Joy. Boss OS2. how well does this thing handle a fuzz pedal? This is a mini fuzz face. It's the red germanium one. I think it's the non-Hendrix one. Ooh. It still needs a bit of a setup because there's a couple of worn frets, so the action's a little bit high. So I keep sort of skidding underneath the strings. It does need a bit of a fret level. Least Hendrixy thing you could do, it's the retard. Memphis Blues. This fuzz face cleans up really well, but with these pickups, it's not just sort of from 10 down to 9 it goes off a cliff. Because I'd expect it to go and sort of clean up straight away to this lovely crisp clean. But there's a little bit of hair on the note still. Great rhythm guitar, I think, really bright. Oh yeah, Hendrix is a massive Pixies fan. Soul Food on its own now. Into the Black Star, because the Black Star is kind of like my crunchy amp. Nah, let's try 4. No, this isn't 2. So, there you go. So there you go, that's a sound test of my new 2005 MIM Strat. As you can probably hear, the pickups are quite bitey and they're quite aggressive or high-end. They're not necessarily high output, but there definitely is that ceramic, brittle character to them, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I quite like the clarity you get on cleans with it. Arguably, it's a little bit abrasive for what I'd normally go for, but I do think the shielding plate has pretty much solved that problem. What high end is left in it, I'll just dial that out on the amp, and I'm sure I'll be in a ballpark to make me happy. On that test, everything was pretty much 12 o'clock. The low end perhaps was down to about 10 o'clock. But there you have it. That's the way it sounds. I think it sounds pretty good. It plays all right. It could definitely play better. The action isn't too high, although it is a bit high for me, especially when it gets to around this area. I feel like the strings sort of slip under my fingers or slip from under me or go over me. Yeah, there's a couple of high spots, or rather a couple of worn spots that need sorting out so I can really optimize the action for me. It is a little bit hard work, especially on the low E, but it's fine. I can deal with it, especially for now, and I think it sounds good. I am happy with it. It's not too heavy. I don't know how much of a difference the brass block has made to the sound. It wasn't really a scientific test because the old strings were, well, old. And I just cleaned the whole bridge out. It didn't play in tune. The intonation was a little bit off when I got this. And I was trying to adjust the intonation and leave the old strings. And then the high E snapped while I was down tuning it, and I was down tuning it, I did check, I'm not that much of a wally, it snapped, and I was like, oh, well, sod it, I might as well replace the strings. And then I looked at the brass block. It's from Music Lily, by the way. It was like 20 quid or something. I saw that and I thought, well, I might as well. You know, the bridge was full of dust and fluff and gunk and gump from Ming and stuff. So I figure if I'm tearing it down, I may as well stick the block in. So I can't really say how much of a difference it has made. Maybe the guitar feels a bit janglier, but again, these are brand new strings and you expect that from brand new strings anyway. I just love doing open chords on this thing. Yeah, tuning issues ever so slightly catching in the nut. Need to sort that out. These stock standard Fender tuners are absolutely fine. There was no reason to put lockers on there in my opinion. When I put lockers on cheap guitars, it tends to be because the stock tuners are a bit crap. I don't put them on there because they're better than standard tuners, but the standard tuners are okay. I tend to replace tuners that are a bit rubbish. And these tuners work fine. These are just the standard Mexican tuners that you'll find. I believe they're on the US standards as well. I believe it's the same hardware. But either way, they work absolutely fine. I have no issues with these, and so these will be staying on the guitar. I've sold the lockers on because I don't need them. So there you have it. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think of this down in the comments. Let me know what colour you think it is as well, because in different lights it seems to look like different colours. I thought it was Lake Placid blue. I've been told it could be midnight blue. I mean, how long's a piece of string? It's blue. It's dark blue, which I normally don't like, but because it's kind of metallic, I think it gets away with it. I'll give it a pass. So thanks for watching. My name's Al Cooper. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Give us a like or subscribe if you want to. There's absolutely no pressure. Yeah, I'm going to be around your house ringing your doorbell going, oh. No, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. I've got more reviews, more pedal demos. I need to do a video on that Court Super Strat that I recently got, because same sort of deal. I needed that to sit for a couple of days, really. So that video is going to be coming in. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. So until then, bye-bye.